Hey guys, Ruben here. Today, I'm going to show you my computer collection. If you didn't know, apart from my gigantic phone collection, I also really love doing stuff with computers, messing with them, testing the speed of them. I really enjoy that. Testing different hard drives. I really love doing that. That's my other hobby. But they take up way more space than phones, so that's the reason why I mainly collect phones and sometimes try experimenting with them, but definitely not as much as computers because most of the time those phones are not smartphones, and if they are smartphones, they're most of the time not even powerful enough. But phones take up about about 2% of a normal size computer. We're first gonna take a look at the computers and then at the laptops. First up is this Dell SFF. It's a Optiplex 780 with 8 gigs of RAM, which is absolutely sweet, but I don't use it anymore because it was absolute trash for gaming. The silver computer is the main computer. We'll talk about that later. I will try to get the graphics card inside of here, but I can't access the VGA connector. I don't have a DVI cable, I only have VGA, and the VGA cable sticks out because it's not a small form factor. I don't know what the word for that is anymore. Small form factor card. It's just a regular size card, and these SFFs really suck. But this is a higher end model of the Optiplex 380, which has an Intel Core 2 Duo and 4 gigs of RAM. But I'd rather want a 380 because that one doesn't need a hard drive fan to work. This one needs, which is super annoying because there's a bracket around the hard drive. So I cut it myself multiple times on this thing. It has an Intel Pentium E5400 instead of a Intel Core 2 Duo, and I'm a really big fan of the Core 2 Duo. So I don't like it that much. I'll be selling it for about 30 to 50 bucks because the 8 gigs of RAM DDR3, that's freaking great. Taking the back of side panel off is a little annoying on this one. Maybe I could do it with one. Yeah, there we go. Very nice material. But the nicest material computer is the black Dell Nermi Silver Asus, which is my main computer. This hard drive came out of that black Dell. It had two hard drives, a 400 gig one and a 640 gig. This one is 400 gig, obviously, but this one is faster. The 640 gigs is absolutely atrocious. As you can see, there's this trash card input. That battery is not original. It's for me. Here's the super inaccessible RAM. I mean, if you want to do this comfortably, you have to take out this and this. But yeah, I will try to get my graphics card installed in here just to test the 8 gigs of RAM, because that one is only 3 gigs of RAM. I can play Roblox on it. It does everything totally fine. The 3 gigs of RAM gets it done. But the free amount of RAM is a little not enough for me to make me feel comfortable. This one also rattles a bit, but the fans are pretty much not as loud as that one, but the amount of air coming out of that one is way better. Let's first talk about this one though. Yeah, it is refurbished. It was my grandpa's computer. He had a 1 terabyte hard drive in it, which is now all this needs out of there, because I don't want to sell a 1 terabyte hard drive for $30, because that hard drive on its own is worth $30. I saw it online. It's an absolute incredible hard drive that literally kills the slowest SSDs. I'm not kidding. It's really fast. It's faster than some really slow SSDs I've seen. I have used an SSD before. Trust me, don't say hard drives are slow. I had better experience with this 1 terabyte hard drive than that really super small annoying capacity SSD. So yeah, if you want a fast hard drive with 1 terabyte, buy the W10SX, which I have right there, EZ-EX. And not a stupid 128 gig super small SSD. That's just pointless. Yeah, that RAM is DDR3, which also sucks because that one can go up to 4 gigs of RAM, but it has DDR2 and it has only 2 slots. So that's the only thing that really sucks about that one. Yeah, the reliability on RAM with Dell is just very good. Dell is not known for good gaming performance. I know they're not the best with gaming. Asus is absolutely sweet with gaming. Same graphics card, way better performance on that one. The graphics card came out of the black Dell. Sorry that I'm shaking my camera so much. But yeah, looks pretty bare bones. I can take this off, but yeah. There's an extra SATA port right there. That's not the processor, obviously. I thought that at first, but no. So, there we go. Hard drive's pretty used, makes a lot of noise, but I don't really care. I just really want a great graphics card inside of here. I have a okay one. I mean, it's certainly not the best, the Radeon HD, which we'll talk about later. But it gets the job done, especially on that Core 2 Duo, which is inside of there, which I'm not going to talk about yet. Because that silver one right there is probably one of the best computers I've ever had. Although it's the oldest out of all computers here, this one is the newest. The power supply really sucked. This one is 245 watts. That one is 500. So, yeah, I made a huge jump in terms of power supply power, which is amazing. Kudos to Asus, man. I love them. But yeah, pretty bare bones, pretty cramped. It's super cramped. Don't really like this as a main device. It was absolute shit with gaming. The onboard 64 megabytes of VRAM with trash Intel graphics. Not even the Intel HD graphics. I think it's the G30 chipset or something. I had problems with RAM on this one. That it would start beeping and not boot up. That's the problem with Dells. Dells do that. The black one did that yesterday. Just by switching RAM from places, then it just works. I have no idea why Dell does that. Dell's the only one that does that. But yeah, there's no PC in here that's perfect. Especially that Toshiba laptop we're gonna get to. Here's my main computer. 500. I'm not gonna take it apart because it looks really lonely inside. Looks really pathetic from the inside. Pretty ugly as well. But this retro vibe it gives me, Jesus. The original hard drive was super slow. It was on Windows XP and it's activated. But I'm not gonna show that in this video. I'm gonna show that in a different video about peripherals collection. I'll be showing my monitors then, my keyboard, every single thing I have that's PC related. These are just my main PCs. And there's a little light on it. Let's just turn on the power supply. There we go. Makes a little bit of a noise lately, that power supply. I don't really trust it that much. That fan right there, that one, spits out a ton of air. There's some extra, do you see that little black thing? It's there are 4 extra 480 megabyte per second USB 2.0 ports. Some really slow USB ports on the back. It also has PCIe something. I don't know what PCIe even is. On the front, we just got 2 USB ports, which are very slow. USB 2.0, probably one of the next to worst one. That Dell right there is the worst, slowest USB port ever. An incredibly good sounding OptiArc 7200 hard drive. Disk drive, I'm sorry. This is not meant to be pushed in. It was already when my dad bought it. Floppy drive, which there's nothing in there. I will try to, my friend has his floppy drive. Maybe I can get it from him. But yeah, pretty straightforward. It is a 8 case, Asus 8 case. It's a P5 NMX. 3 gigs of RAM, Intel Core 2 Duo E8200, 3.5 gigahertz, which is absolutely amazing. I also won't be taking apart that one, but this one has an AMD CPU. This is a Dell Inspiron 546, I think, yes. It came out in 2008. It was my PC before that one. But gaming performance started to suck, and I thought, hey, that laptop right there had some incredible graphical performance, but it overheated. The processor is way too hot. Thermal paste is totally gone. So I thought, hey, this one also has a Core 2 Duo. Let's test that. Let's get a better game PC. So I downloaded Windows 7 on it, on that 1TB hard drive. The original 500 gig one is currently in that black box right there. And I got into my computer's properties to see the specs, and I almost got a heart attack. 2.6 gigahertz boostable up to 3.5 gigahertz. I was super happy at that moment. I directly upgraded to Windows 10, set everything up, and the next day I could game with practically zero lag, with the graphics on automatic, with Roblox. That's probably the only game I ever will play. I get around 60 FPS with some areas and minimum of 25 FPS. It's totally usable. These speakers are also super clear sounding. These are absolutely amazing sounding. This keyboard is gaming ready. It has blue lighting. It's a super old school G110. Gaming mouse, everything I need. The best display I could get out of the two I had. The brightest, the best pixel dense I could get, and the smallest one as well. So yeah, that's very nice. That's my setup right there. Core 2 Duo. Oh, and my graphics card is a AMD Radeon HD 4350 or 4350 as you want to call it. It's not the best. I definitely want to upgrade at one point in time. Maybe today, maybe a month, maybe after a month. That power supply is making just a tiny bit of noise. But that one is totally silent, so I'm kind of concerned about it. Especially since the wattage is pretty high. Come on, 500 watts is absolutely amazing. But yeah, very good gaming performance. Although the thing that it really lacks is the graphics card is not that good anymore. Since I've unlocked all the best capabilities possible on it. This one was very laggy with a ton of lag spikes. This one is just clearly, basically no lag spikes. Probably because of that. I mean, that one has 4 gigs of RAM, that Dell, by the way. That one has 3 gigs. I mean, yes, it has 3 gigs when I got it. It came original with 2 gigs. But my friend swapped it when it was still in Windows XP because I thought the problem was RAM, but no, the hard drive was just super slow. But yeah, I also got so lucky with that because he actually wanted the 3 gigs back and gave me the 2 gigs because he didn't care anymore, but he forgot that. So I was super lucky when I saw it was actually 3 gigs because that's pretty usable on Windows 10. So let's get to the netbooks and laptops. The smallest one is downstairs. It's a Asus 1015px. I'm not gonna get into that netbook because it's super small. Has better graphical performance than this load of shit because it's 64-bit. This one is not. They both have dual cores, so that's pretty nice. This one is 5 years older. This is the oldest laptop I have. This is the oldest computer out of all of them. This one is from 2005. But this one costed $1,300, and it has worse graphical performance because of the RAM than a $200 netbook. So yeah, I still think it's a pretty decent computer. It is one of the higher end Atom series. It's an N570. It has an Intel Media Accelerator 1050. I talked about it earlier and a really long time ago. If you don't know it, just search it up. I took the Toshiba apart, which is this incredible laptop with some amazing graphical performance, but it had overheating issues. It touched the 100 degrees Celsius and it just randomly shuts off. It's a very sad thing. I'm gonna make a top 3 worst brands video and Toshiba will be in it. Trust me, I'm really angry of 3 brands right now. I really want them to die. This is the little piece for the keyboard. The keyboard, we had to take the keyboard out because the power button was not, cable was not attached. I thought it was broken, but no. It is working again, but there's no hard drive in it and there is no RAM. I gave both of them to my friend, which has this same computer, but then it has a CPU that doesn't get hot at all. Like, it's not overheating at all. I gave him 6 gigs of RAM. This one had 4 gigs. He had 3 gigs. You cannot go to 7, so I gave him 6 gigs of RAM. I gave him a 400 gigabyte Seagate hard drive, which is one of the worst brands ever, but it is a pretty decent one. Instead of a super slow 160 gig Toshiba hard drive. It's still a little slow in Windows 10, but it is way more stable. Trust me, it's a million times more stable. So yes, from going from 3 gigs to 6 gigs of RAM is absolute overkill. I did not even expect that PC to handle it, but yeah, Toshiba is absolutely good in terms of capabilities with the RAM. This one is really sucks in terms of upgradability. Asus is not the best with RAM upgradability. That's for sure. That one can go from, what did it came with, 1 or 2 gigs? 2 gigs to 4 gigs. But it started making random error codes when I started 4 gigs, putting 4 gigs in it. But those were not 2 the same sticks. So that was actually the RAM's fault. It was really cheap RAM. Let's talk about this beast. Let's also get it on my bed so I don't shake my camera that much. Oh, it's heavy. It is super, super freaking heavy. This is the most silent laptop in this whole world. It doesn't mean the ventilators are almost broken. Because I broke them, I broke the fans. It gets pretty hot, it gets around 60 degrees. But that's way better than 90 degrees and starting to overheat. Because you don't want your house to start on fire. This one has incredibly bad graphical performance. Although it has a huge upgrade from 32 megabytes of free RAM to 128. The 1 gig of RAM DDR2 is dual channel. It is very, very fast RAM. And that's the only reason why I could get Windows 7 to run great. If it was not dual channel and just some cheap RAM, which it probably is, but just really, really good RAM, then this thing would have just... This PC, that Asus right there, had 3 gigs of RAM, and the RAM usage was 90% in Windows 7. I know Windows 7 is pretty trash with RAM usage, but the Core 2 Duo is absolutely RAM eating. I don't know why, it really does. It's probably because of that Intel Turbo Boost. But since this thing is all mobile and all 32-bit mobile, and it doesn't have a desktop CPU in it like the Toshiba, it had a Intel E series, so that's for desktop, not a T series. No, not T series, the YouTube channel. This one has a T series CPU, which means it's a mobile CPU / for laptops. Don't confuse that with mobile phones. My friend did that once to convince me that his GPU was really bad in his laptop, but mobile has nothing to do with mobile phones. Very, very used hard drive cover. I took it apart yesterday, I'm not gonna do it again. Super slow 100 gigabyte Hitachi hard drive. Here is where the devil lies, the 1 gig of RAM, which is trash. It's GDDR2. It's an Asus A6JC, if I didn't mention that. A floppy slot or something. I broke it actually, because I wanted to know what it is. A thermal output, which you can clean, which is... The reason why this is the best laptop ever. 1, it has Bluetooth. 2, it has Wi-Fi built in. 3, it has this cover right there, which you can take off. And you can clean you can even clean the CPU via that. But look what I did. Oh, there's quite a lot of dust inside of there. Don't see it's totally bent. Maybe I can bend that back. I don't really want to, because maybe it breaks. I can already put my finger there. Let's Jeez. Did that help? It kind of helped. Oh shit, I don't want that to spit. I don't want to spit on that. Wait. There we go. Did it literally just spit on a charging port? I don't want that. I kind of want to sell this thing to my friend. So he will give me a Packard Bell with a light-up logo. It's still 32-bit, but it has 64 megabytes of VRAM. And it has 4 gigs of RAM. So that's better than my current desktop computer. So I really want to get that one. He never used it. Amazing I/O on this thing. VGA, which everyone uses. DVI, which sucks. Nobody uses. I mean, seriously, who wants to use HDMI? Seriously. HDMI sucks. 4 USB 2.0 ports, which are pretty slow, but are definitely reasonable. A unknown mini USB ripoff. An extra headphone jack to make Apple jealous. A normal headphone jack and a mic. PS2 port. Yes, PlayStation 2. You can get your PlayStation 2 out of here. If you're believing me that you can copy your PS2 on this, then you're dumb. PS2 mouse, obviously, seriously. And when you press this button, just listen to the fans. It turns into a wireless CD player. So I know the battery's totally cooked in this thing. Like, it lasts 15 seconds and then just dies off. There goes the CD drive. If you want to make a MacBook user jealous that you have some incredible I/O, you can make them jealous. The only thing that MacBooks have is 2 USB-C ports. So you can charge your MacBook with 2 chargers at once. So you can explode your MacBook. Totally fine. You can get 65-watt chargers, buy 2 of them, and blow your MacBook up by charging it with 2 ports at the same time. I have no idea why Apple is so dumb. Seriously, Apple. That's the only port you got. You can only charge it. Nothing other. So if your SSD is full, or it will break, obviously, in like 2 months. No upgradability, because it's Apple, so it's crapple. To deactivate this function, you basically flip open the laptop and close the lid again, and otherwise it would just shut off in like 15 minutes or something. I have no idea. Anyways, guys, that was my netbook collection and my computer collection. I'm not an official collector because they're pretty large, as you can see. With the, if you haven't noticed, there's like a ridiculous fan on this. I really want to upgrade the graphics card on it. I mean, it's a decent 128 megabyte card, but the RAM is absolutely shit. The fans are not even on while gaming. The RAM is making the capabilities so worse, literally. Maybe I can make this computer overheat less fast by downgrading it to like 2 or 3 gigs of RAM. It's DDR3 RAM, so it can handle it pretty good. But yeah, I'll be getting a hard drive for this thing maybe today. I'll ask my friend. He never uses his laptop, so yeah. See y'all later.